Hi, lovely people. I hope that you all can hear me. Okay, so Dr. Faith, I am your host of the Triumphant Living podcast, and I am waiting on my special guest, Miss Yvonne Long. She is a real estate investor, and she's going to be talking about making that investment, going from renting to home ownership in 2019. She's also going to be providing some valuable tips if you are a current homeowner and you want to diversify your portfolio. She's going to be talking about making those wise decisions to invest your money. So I am excited. It is the fourth Wednesday of the month, and I'm so pleased that you have decided to join us tonight. I'm sharing right now and waiting to get Miss Yvonne Long right here. See her being added. So I am waiting to bring her in. I hope that everybody enjoyed the Christmas season and that you all did some fellowshipping,
Finally.
had some good food,
Oh,
really shared your appreciation for each other. Miss Yvonne,
finally. How are you doing?
let me tell you, I am doing wonderful. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Good, good, good. Well, thank you for hanging on in there with us. I'm looking forward to your interview, and I tell you, technology is so unreliable, but we are here.
Yes, it is. But we're here. So let's dive right into it.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so Yvonne Long is a real estate investor, owner of ABL Properties. You are a native of Central Florida. You take pride in helping others be dynamic and empowering the community. Your enthusiasm for helping others grow and through cooperative efforts has definitely helped you brand your name throughout Central Florida and the state of Florida at large. You're going to talk to us about some national things as well. But we're excited that you're here on the interview tonight. I know that you have over 15 years of experience with real estate. You're going to be talking tonight about real estate investments. You're going to be speaking to the audience of listeners who are desiring to go from renting to home ownership. So can't wait till we dive into here the resources that are available, the steps they should take, who they should look to have on their team to make the best and most profitable real estate investment in 2019 and moving on. And then also, you're going to be talking tonight about and helping those who are current homeowners who are looking to diversify their portfolio and make additional investments in real estate. So, definitely, I would love for you to start us off. Tell us a little bit about your passion and your heart and what it is that you do.
Okay. Long story short, I've been in real estate and or the mortgage industry for probably about 22 years.
Okay.
I started out in mortgage servicing, and then I actually started working for a builder.
Okay.
During that time, when I was with the builder, that's when I obtained my real estate sales license.
Okay.
And that's when I really kind of fell in love with helping people, helping the community. I always kept hearing people say it's so stressful to buy a house. So I
Yes.
was like, okay, well, what can I do to make the process not so stressful?
Right.
So that's how I first started out. After being a realtor for about 12 years, I obtained my broker's license. And so
Okay.
I've been a broker for about 5 years now. But that's where my passion all started, actually way back 20 plus years ago when I was mortgage servicing and just talking to a lot of people. Some I didn't know, some were friends, personal family. And they was just like, it's so
Hmm.
hard to buy a house. And I
Right.
was like, really, it's not. I was like, I do this paperwork all the time. But what I found was that it was just a lack of knowledge.
Okay.
They didn't really know about it. So that's what started my passion.
Okay, wonderful. So your inspiration to get into this business, you were basically becoming an answer to a problem. You wanted individuals who were having difficulties with securing a home, buying a home, because I have heard that, buying a home is so hard and so difficult. It is a level of stress that comes with it because you want to make sure you get the ideal home. You want to make sure you get the ideal location, schools, districts, taxes, all of that stuff definitely matters. And as a first time home buyer myself back in 2009, I remember working with my realtor and going through the phases of just like, oh my God, when is this going to end? So you wanted to step
Mhm.
in and help alleviate some of that stress for individuals so that
Yes.
they won't feel as boggled down and as stressed through that home buying process, which should be a joyous time. It should be
Yes.
something that you look forward to. It should be something that you anticipate and just not just all stressful.
Correct. And as a realtor, I feel that is one of your, if not your main priority,
Yes.
is to take that. So your buyer and or seller, they don't feel it. I mean, there are some things that come with it that they
Right.
will have to deal with on either side,
Right.
buying and or selling. But I think the brunt of it should be taken as you, as the realtor, to make the process as joyous and seamless
Good.
as possible.
Good. Wonderful. Now you shared that you've been a real estate broker for 4 years.
Yes.
Okay. Can you
Mhm.
talk to us about being a broker? What exactly do you do? And also tie in your company that you are a broker for, which is Realty 320. What is it that you do? And tell us about the organization and their services that they also provide.
Okay. As a broker associate, which is the technical term that they use, you're still a salesperson. You
Okay.
just have that broker designation.
Okay.
So my responsibilities did not change. So far as the company that I'm with, Realty 320, we are very heavily focused on investors. We do traditional real estate and selling of real estate and buying of real estate.
Okay.
But we also have a segment that's very investor focused where we work with a lot of investors.
Okay.
With helping them secure their next property, be it a single family home to a small apartment complex. That is the difference between maybe a Realty 320 and some of the other companies.
Okay.
They deal with investors, but we are really laser focused on investors.
Okay.
And a lot of ourselves, brokers, other agents, we are investors ourselves.
Okay. Okay, very good. So that is what sets you guys apart in the
Mhm.
industry, focusing on the needs of the
Yes.
investor, whether it's a condo, whether it's a townhome, whether it's a single family home, and what works best for
Right.
that individual. Can that individual investor come to the table with a certain amount? Are you looking for a particular who's your ideal investor? Who are you guys looking for to help service, to purchase, and to invest in real estate?
I wouldn't say we have an ideal investor. I
Okay.
mean, investors come in different shapes and forms. There are first-time investors that's never purchased any property,
Okay.
and then there are seasoned investors that, have purchased 50 properties.
Okay.
The biggest thing to sit down with them to do is to find out what it is they're doing.
Okay.
I mean, there are five different aspects of being an investor. So our job is to figure out which one do they want to fit in.
Ah,
Um, take it from there. I mean, once we know exactly what they're looking for, how they want to increase their portfolio,
mhm.
then we can better help them.
Okay. All right. So since you begin to talk about those five areas of what an investor is looking for, take us from the basics. I'm an investor and I'm looking to go from renting. I'm tired of renting. Okay. Rent this these days 840 to 950 for just a one bedroom here in the state of
Mhm.
Florida. That's where we are live here. That's my home base. But in other states, it's much higher than that. New York, California. So if I'm an individual, I'm sick of renting, I'm ready to own a home, but it terrifies me the thought of owning a home. Share with us some basic things to do to start with the process. What advice would you give to me and how should I start?
Okay. Now let me ask you this question, because in that dialogue you said as an investor, is this as a home buyer or an investor? Because they're going to be two totally different needs.
Let's start with the home buyer first and then we'll venture over to the investor.
Okay, as a home buyer, I always tell people the first thing you need to do is speak with a mortgage broker or a lending professional.
Okay.
You need to know where you stand with your credit. You need to know, number one, if you need to work on your credit. Maybe you don't need to work on your credit. Maybe your credit is great. Well, then you need to know how much house can you afford.
Okay.
Um, I know in our minds we may think we can afford a certain amount. Sometimes we can afford more, sometimes we can afford less. Once you do that, then reach out for a real estate professional and ask them, sit down and talk to them. This is what I've been pre approved for. This is what the bank says, how much of a home I can afford. And then from there, you and your realtor will map out a plan on how to find you the best home. Definitely know where you want to live or have an idea. Know what's important to you. I tell people all the time, buying a house is like being in a relationship. There's gonna have to be compromise.
Right.
I mean, there's going to have to be compromise. So know what you can compromise on and know what your or must, like if you have kids, you must be in an A school district. Okay, know what your must haves are because it makes the house buying process a lot less frustrating and it goes a lot smoother.
I like that. So as you're sharing these tips, I'm just typing and I'm making sure that
Okay.
I don't miss a beat because I want to go back and reference this. And I'm sharing this throughout social media sites. So what I'm hearing you say is first speak with a mortgage broker or real estate
Mhm.
professional, and then just the bottom line is how much can you afford?
Correct.
Bottom
Hmm.
line, how much you can you afford? And then also you're looking for your preferences. You talked about compromising, where do you want to live? A plus rated school for your children, safe neighborhood, safe area. A lot of people like the city life, a lot of people like the country life, not too loud, kind of,
Exactly.
reserved. So that's important. Location, location, location.
Correct. Yeah. Know your needs and know your wants.
I love that. Know your needs and know your
Know you
wants.
need, yeah, if you know you need 3 or 4 bedrooms, then okay, let's look for 3 or 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
If you want a pool, then if it comes with a pool, that's fine. But if it doesn't, then maybe that shouldn't be a deal breaker. That's a want. Maybe that's something you can put later on. You can add that on to the home. So that's one of the biggest things. I'm sorry, my light just went out. That's one of the biggest things that makes the process a lot smoother is knowing what you want, knowing what you need,
Right.
and then knowing your budget, and then that'll make the process so much smoother.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, Miss Gina, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Listen, Yvonne, as you're talking, I am just visualizing and I'm seeing because before I had this home, just a little insert here, and then we're going to go on with resources for first-time home buyers for those who are listening to what's out there to help them. But
Mhm.
I believe vision is everything. And as you're talking, I know that it's important to have a vision. Important to have a plan, know where you are
Mhm.
heading, know where you are going. I don't think it's the realtor's sole responsibility, and I know you alleviate the stress, but that buyer has to come to the table and already have a vision for their ideal and dream home, because that is what you help people secure. I remember that I was in elementary school, Yvonne, and I drew out my dream home. I'm telling you the truth. Yes, we all do the
You
white picket
started
fence,
early.
the nice big house. I drew it out and I knew exactly what home I wanted. I wanted a large home. I wanted to be fenced in. I wanted to be able to play with my dog on the outside. But ever since I was young, I had a vision for home ownership. And you have to start somewhere with renting and college and school and get those
Mhm.
experiences to build your stamina up for when that mortgage hits you. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I had a vision. I knew what I wanted. And when I got my home, I was able to, with my realtor, say, this is it. And you'll know the feel, like you said, the location was ideal, exactly what I wanted.
Mhm.
And the price range was exactly what I had been praying for. So a lot of that responsibility, we have to come to you already with the
Correct.
vision, ready to roll and share with you so we could amp you up with the things that we need, so
Mhm.
that when you're looking with those eyes to help us out. So
Correct.
thank you for that connection. Vision is also important as well, would you say?
Yes, very important. Vision, and I'm trying to figure out how to say this delicately.
Hit it
Your
with us,
vision
sister, come on.
must your vision must match your budget.
Ooh, oh. There's no easy way to say that. Your vision must match your budget.
Yes, yes.
Ooh.
I mean, there's nothing having a vision.
Mhm.
There is nothing wrong with that. But if your vision is a $300,000 home
Uh-huh.
and you can afford 200,000, well, then you're going to have to change your vision, which goes back to my initial statement. You have to be willing to compromise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just stepped on a lot of religious folk toes, which they thought they could pray it up, faith it up, and it would appear. But your Yvonne Long said that your vision must match your budget. I love that.
Yes,
I love that. We don't
yes.
want to foreclose on the blessing, right?
Exactly, exactly.
I'm
Yes.
just saying. I'm just saying. So, for those who are listening tonight, Miss Yvonne, I am enjoying our conversation, but someone is listening or someone's going to go back and view this interview and they're going to wonder, I did have a little fear about stepping out and I do need a little help. Not only do I know at the end of this Facebook Live, you're going to give all of your information for individuals to reach out to you. But what can they start researching now? We know that they have to have those preliminaries in place, but what resources are out there that they can start looking into and pulling together and mapping out to make those first steps? So what's out there for first time? We're still talking about first time home buyers.
Okay. I'm going to say the first thing a first time home buyer can do, number one, is pull their own credit.
Okay.
There's so many resources now where you can pull your own credit. It doesn't affect your credit score.
Mm-hmm.
Look at your credit. Um,
Okay.
Definitely, maybe in the area that you're desiring to live in, maybe Google and see what the median home prices are. So there
Okay.
again, we can see if our is matching with our budget.
Okay.
Um, do do some research, like you said, based on your vision, based on where they want to live. If they want to live in this city, in the suburbs, wherever, Google
Uh-huh.
your median home price. See what the prices are out there.
Okay.
See what the school districts look like in your ideal neighborhood. Maybe
Okay.
maybe the homes are beautiful, but once you do the research, you see the school system is not up to your standards or up to par, which is
Okay.
fine. But I'm definitely going to say the first thing they need to do is pull their own credit.
Okay.
See what your credit is. Things on there that need to be paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Set a goal. Okay, this time next year, these three debts are going to be paid off.
Yes.
Something else you can Google. They have it all on the internet.
Okay.
Google maybe how much you'll need for a down payment, so that way you'll know how much you can start saving.
Okay. Okay. I love that. Set goals, start saving, pay off some debts. Whew. This is good stuff. I think I just added 4, 5, and 6 together.
Okay.
I just added 4, 5, and 6 because I want to type and I want to get all of this good information in. So you provided some great tips. I just typed up 6. So I hope you guys are listening. You could go back to those 6 tips so far for new home owners in 2019. Miss Yvonne Long is here. She is a real estate investor. She is the owner of ABL Properties, and she is providing tips to get you started on the journey to your new home ownership. Miss Yvonne is going to share her contact information, and she would love to partner with you and make sure she walk you through the entire process. But in the meantime, I believe these 6 steps that you just provided will definitely get anybody started, Yvonne, with that process, especially if they've done nothing to begin with. This is just something to say, okay, go ahead and start this up and then give me a call. Let me know where you are in the
Mhm.
process. I like to say, hey, Miss Cat, thank you so much for joining and tuning in tonight. It's wonderful to have you on board. Okay, Miss Yvonne, we're down to about the last 2 questions. So we talked about first-time home buyers. Let's talk about those who are homeowners and they are looking to invest in their portfolio and bring some diversity to their portfolio investments. What should we look for in investments? How do we start? Where do we go? I know there's an array of different real estate investment um, tools or ways or paths, but what would you recommend?
The first thing I really would recommend is find a group, get educated.
Okay.
Ed- educated. When I first decided that I wanted to be an investor, I Googled, I looked online, and I personally belong to, and I'm not telling anybody to join. If you join, that's wonderful. But
Uh-huh.
I personally belong to CFRI. Central
Okay.
Florida Real Estate Investors.
Okay.
They have a ton of is a ton of information. I would definitely say get educated first. Before you spend a dime, before you buy your first house, please get educated. Find a coach or a mentor, somebody that can help walk you through. Because
Okay.
I've met so many people who tried to do investing and it did not work out.
Okay.
Now they're just bitter to the whole thing. And that was because they didn't have the right education going into the process.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Find a mentor, find a coach, get with a good group or organization of people who are educated and can give you insight and share resources and information. You may have limited search engines too. I find that there's multiple search engines out there that I've used a few of them as well to look for the prices of homes and different things too. So you don't want to limit your search as well. You want to use what's out there and other people, like you said, that are experts at this and have real estate
Yeah.
investments can provide those resources. Okay, wonderful. Now, help our listeners put together and assemble their dream team. Who should be on team new home ownership? Who should we lock in? You name a couple of resources and a couple of things, but give us the top players on this team who we should be in constant contact with, who we should be referring to often, checking in with weekly, daily, just making sure that we stay on track. Who's our all-star team?
Okay. And this is for home ownership, correct? Not
That
investing.
that is correct.
Definitely the number one player on your team should be your mortgage broker.
Okay.
That is the number one player. The second player needs to be your realtor.
Okay.
The third player, you're going to have to find some homeowners insurance,
Okay.
and either your realtor or your broker may refer some people to you.
Okay.
That definitely should be someone on your team. Um, and just as a single woman, I always say, have you a handyman that
Okay.
should be on your team. I mean, a house, things happen. A house is just like a car. I mean,
Yes.
things happen.
Yes.
You have to fix things. Um, and those really to me are the top four. I mean, that would definitely be it, because those people you can refer to even after you've purchased the home and moved in.
Okay.
I mean, I do clients that I still talk to and hang out with clients, and I helped them buy a home 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
But something may come up, they may have a question. Oh, Yvonne, I saw this in the market. What's going on? So I talk to them all the time.
Okay.
So I mean, these are people that you will talk to even after you move into your home.
Very good. Very good. Love it. Love it, Yvonne. Great information. Kevin said thank you. He love it. Thanks for the great info that you're sharing tonight. So
No problem.
we have our all-star team. I think Kevin has a
Okay.
question. What credit score is required to purchase a home?
The minimum is around 640. Now, with everything, the higher the score, the lower the interest rate.
Okay.
But I think the minimum is somewhere between 620 and 640.
Okay. All right. There you go, Kevin. 640. I'm typing it into the comments as well, so you'll have that. Thank you for sharing that, Yvonne. Okay, so how about the individuals who's looking to up their game in their portfolio, looking to invest? They may want some timeshare. They may want some, condos. What do you have to what does our team look like besides research? It just sounds like we just have to do our homework, Yvonne. It just sounds like we have to sit down somewhere and just get in the know and educate ourselves like ongoingly and consistently, right?
Correct, correct. Definitely your dream team is going to vary with your investment side.
Okay.
You'll definitely, as I stated, you'll need a coach, you'll need an attorney,
Okay.
you'll need an insurance agent.
Okay.
Um, you're definitely going to need a title company
Okay.
that is and the attorney and the insurance company and the title company. These are people that have to be skilled with investors
Yes.
because skills close differently than traditional.
Okay.
So you'll need a flooring guy, you'll need a carpet guy. The investment side, you have a team of about 20 that you'll need.
Wow.
But I'm going to say definitely top five: a coach, an attorney, an accountant, an insurance agent, and a title company.
Okay.
Those are your top 5.
Okay, wonderful. Now I'm just going to hit you with just a thought I've always had for years, and I know you're the right person to answer. If I am looking into flipping homes, right, and I'm looking into securing property and flipping it and reselling it, I'm going to need that which you just mentioned and much more, correct?
That is correct. That's the top 5. In investing, you need about a team of 20
Okay,
because then correct, you need a landscaping person, an electrician,
very
an
good.
HVAC cabinet guy, a flooring guy. Yeah, you're going to need a lot more when it comes to fix and flip. But there again, though, that's why you sit down and figure out what it is you want to do at the house. Some people do buy in holds.
Hmm.
Well, you may not need as much because you're not trying to sell the property.
Okay.
Some people be the bank. That's what some people call the lazy way to being a real estate investor. You're the bank.
Oh,
You reap the benefits without doing the work. You loan out the money.
ah,
They, you the money, you handle all the renovations and everything, and then I take my profit so I can be the bank. Again, it just depends on how you want to do your portfolio. There are ways to get into investing that don't require you to have to do the fix and flip, which is a lot of work.
yes,
But I know people who are very successful at it. So it just depends on your degree of how involved you want to be. Some people prefer to be the bank because they have something else that they prefer doing.
right.
Maybe they're a college professor. Okay, well, I can be the bank, lend you the money, you handle the day to day. I go do my college professor job, and then I collect the check. So again, it just depends on what it is you're looking to do with your portfolio.
I love it. I love the endless ways to amass wealth. I believe that's what it's all about. You just have to, number one, as you said, educate yourself, get into the know, be
Mhm.
affiliated with the right organizations, the right group of people, be constant in your endeavors to whether it is invest in real estate or whether it is to own your first home. You have to be relentless about it because I don't think anyone is going to just do anything for you these days. You have to be able to take the initiative and go for it yourself, especially if it's your
That's
vision and it's your dream. I encourage you listening tonight to go for it in 2019. Nothing is holding you back. All of the great things that God has in store for you, it's all a matter of how bad do you want it? And do you believe God enough to go out and seize it? Do you see yourself in your home? Vision is so very important. Do you see it? Okay, because it's only
hmm
when you see it that you can begin to believe it. And I believe, Yvonne, I'm not trying to get super spiritual on you tonight, but I believe that once you see it, once you believe it, Yvonne, you are preparing your heart and mind to receive it. And I think, and I'm not talking to the universe, I'm talking about God and just in his infinite power and might, that as you believe him for greatness, as you believe that he wants great things to happen in your life, as you thank him in advance for it, as you go to that first time home buyers class, as you look up on the different search engines, the different homes, where it is you want to live, just speak it into existence. Get your vision board going. Connect with like-minded individuals who are homeowners that could give you resources and encourage you when you get down. Secure Miss Yvonne Long, who could be on your team, who could go out there and fight for you and make sure you have the resources that's within your means, so that at the end of the day, you enjoy your blessing and it doesn't hang you and it doesn't stress you. The blessings of the Lord, they make rich and it adds no sorrow. So God wants us happy and he wants us to enjoy the blessings that we work so very hard for. So Miss Yvonne, if somebody is listening and they want to get ready to enjoy God's blessings and step out on faith, how can they contact you so that they could get that initial meeting going with you and move forward into their new home ownership in 2019?
Okay. They can email me at Yvonne Long, and that's Yvonne Long at realty320.com. Or they can reach me directly on my cell phone, area code 407-797-8675. Those are
Wonderful.
the two easy ones.
Awesome. Is it okay for me to put your phone number in the Facebook comments? Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm going to say here, contact. I just wanted to make sure. I was just like, I don't know if I should type that. I don't need any, because
No,
this gets
that's
shared.
all on my Facebook
Okay.
profile, so that's
All
good.
right, good. That was 407.
797
Uh-huh.
8675.
Awesome, awesome. Connect with Miss Yvonne. Well, let me tell you something. It has been a pleasure reconnecting with you here on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for all of your work. I follow your work, and I'm telling you, you knock it out the park. And I knew that I had to bring you here for my listening audience to get the information, and then I pray apply it in 2019 and reach out to you if they need some further help and just they're ready to move forward. So thank you so much, Miss Yvonne Long, and I pray that you have a very, very happy new year.
Thank you. You too. Thank you so much for having me, Loretta.
You're welcome. Have a blessed night.
Bye bye.